Welcome back to another lesson of Adobe After Effects. In this lesson, we are going to learn about keyframe basics. Okay, so what basically is keyframe basics? Basically, what keyframing is the simplest form of animating an object, based on the notion that an object has a beginning state or condition and will be changing over time in position, form, color, luminosity, or any other property to some different, or let's say defined, final form. Okay, so we are going to learn all about keyframe basics in this lesson. As you can see that I have no extra object or let's say video, audio, or anything applied to this project, okay, or this composition. Only what I have is this background and also just a text. But we are going to learn, or let's say learn all about, let's say keyframe basic just by this, okay, as I can keep it like super simple and also show you all of the things which you need to learn about the first step of animation. As you can see that I have my, let's say, object over here or layer. First we have is our text, then we have is our transform. Well, all of them are like perfectly fixed. You can also fix it through here, but that's like totally up to you if you want to start like editing a bit more. You can also reset it. And then we have is our text source, okay? And the first thing I'm going to do is going to be keeping it somewhere around like here. And you can see when I play it, it will just play on, right? There is literally no change. But what if I want to make some changes over here? First off, the thing what we're going to do is going to be first off opening up transform, okay? And here in our transform, let's say instead of transform, we can also open up text. We have our source text, okay? So this is the main part. And over here we have our stopwatch, which is the time vary stopwatch. You can also toggle abilities, okay? This is the basic of how you'll be able to animate it. Let's say I'm going to do is take it somewhere around here. And here I'm going to do is click on this stopwatch. Now you will see that something like this dot will appear up. And this is the keyframe. So now a keyframe from this time has been made. Okay, you can like keep it on anywhere and make some changes. Now what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around over, let's say on 3. And make another of it. Let's say instead of them, I'm going to do is keep it around over here. And make the keyframe over here. And to add it off, I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around here. And I'm going to do is animate it. First I'm going to do is animate it. And I'm going to do is obviously start on something else. Anchor point. Let's say I'm going to keep it somewhere over here. I'm going to start playing it. Now as I've started playing it, I'm going to do is keep it around over here. I'm going to do is copy. Control D. You can do that too. But that's like totally up to you if you want to do that. But if you don't want to do that, just press on Control Z and you'll be good to go. Then I'm going to do is going to be, you will also be able to do that by going through these options. And in this option, what we're going to do is find out, let's say keyframe. Okay. Well, keyframing is like very important for that. So you'll be able to go through animation and also save in all of those, but you will not find, let's say, keyframe basics, even though it's like the similar one to animation. So to do that, I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around over here. And I'm going to do is, let's say, as we are done with this part, I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around over here as our layer has been made. Now I'm going to do is going to be start animation. Let's say I'm going to do is start on tracking. You'll be able to do that. But if you don't want tracking or just keep it simple, I'm going to do is keep it around over here. And I'm going to do is take it somewhere over here. Let's say I'm going to keep it somewhere around over here. Double click on it, select on the selection tool. And I'm going to take it somewhere around over here. Click on this option. And first thing I'm going to do is keep it over here. I'm going to like paste another one, anchor it. And we have our anchor over here, which you can see. And yet you can see that there is literally no changes. So first thing I'm gonna do is keep the anchor over here and cancel it up. And I'm gonna do is paste it somewhere around over here. I'm gonna take it up again. Now you'll be able to make the changes. Now, as we did our part, now you can see it will look like this. Then I'm gonna do is play it up. Now, you basically learned about how you can actually start animating it, even though it's not that good, but now you know how you'll be able to do it, right? So you just have to find out the specific time. Now I'm gonna do the same thing over here. First off, I'm gonna do is click on this, delete it. Okay, so this is deleted. I'm gonna do is delete it to again. I'm gonna do is find out. I'm gonna keep it delete. Now we don't have any text. I'm gonna do is apply in a text box again, and here I'm gonna type in, let's say, this is the. Okay, let me just type in this is it. Okay. Now we are done. I'm gonna do is cut it off something like this. Okay. Now we are done over here. I'm gonna keep it around again. Now I'm gonna turn on snapping. First off, I'm gonna do keep it like this. Click on this option. And I'm gonna do is keep it somewhere around over here. Keep it in the middle. But if you want to turn snapping on, you can also do that, so that it will help you to keep it at the center or maybe at the left or right side. I'm gonna do the same thing over here, which I did in the first one. So I'm gonna do is, you can also keep this on if you want to, but I'm gonna keep it on, and also keep it like this, okay, which is going to be like smooth lines. You can see from over here. But if you keep that to be something like this, it will become more, you know, it will be just be more visible. Okay, the pixels. I'm gonna do is keep it like this. Then I'm gonna do the same thing, increase the size, and here I'm gonna do is go over to transform, and I'm gonna do it with position this time. So I'm going to find out this point. So let's say I'm going to keep it on 0.15. Click on this position. And what I'm going to do is going to be keeping my, let's say I'm going to keep it over here. And this is going to be somewhere around over here. I'm going to do is keep it like this. This is going to be my text where it's going to start off from. I'm going to do is keep it over here. Select on this tool. I'm gonna do is keep it around over here. Okay, now we are quite done. But if it's still not done, what I'm gonna do is click on this, delete, and here I'm gonna delete this too. But first I'm gonna do is take it off 0 and 1. I'm gonna do is take this text over here and find the anchor. I'm gonna do is click on this option, keep the snapping on, keep it over here, select on position, and just find this one, and I'm gonna do is drag it around over here. Okay, now it works a lot more better. I'm gonna do is keep it around over here and play it up. Now you will see that it will obviously change, okay, but it will obviously take a bit of time. So I'm gonna do is first off delete these, and I'm gonna do the same thing, click on position. Then I'm gonna do is take it somewhere around over here. Okay, just take it up first, as we've done our position. Then I'm gonna do is take this up over here, select tool, and position it around over here. We are done. Play it up. Now you can see this is how the animation will actually look like, and this is what basically keyframe basic is. But there is also a bit difference. So I'm gonna do is right click on it, and you'll find out keyframe assist. Well, this is also very simple. Well, let's just take this up. I'm gonna do is undo all of the things which I did. Now we have no keyframe basic. I'm gonna do is duplicate it, Control D, and paste it around over here. Now first thing I'm gonna do is decrease the size of this. Let's say I'm gonna keep it shift so that we get a perfect result. Do the same thing over here. We'll hold on to shift and decrease the size. And I'm gonna do is keep it around over here. Now I'm gonna do is going to be keeping this one. I'm gonna do is position it the same way. Position. We've done with our position over here. Now I'm gonna do is going to be clicking on the selection tool, as we've done with our position. I'm gonna do is drag it somewhere around over here so that we get our animation. What I'm gonna do is keep it around again over here. I'm gonna do is find out this point, position, okay. Now I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna right click on it, and I'm gonna do is keyframe assist. You can do that too. You can first off select on effects and turn on effect option. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna find out that position first. This is going to be it. I'm gonna open it up, find out transform, click on position. I'm gonna find out somewhere where I need it to change, and then I'm gonna do is change this one too. And as we're done, what I'm gonna do is decrease or decrease the size of this. And I'm gonna do is obviously, now to do that, what I'm gonna do is extend the size. Let's say I'm gonna do this on the next one or the second one. I'm gonna open up transform, and from position I'm gonna do is select out these parts. Then I'm gonna do is right click on it or right click on these options, and here I will find out keyframe assistant. Now you can use these options: ease, easy ease, easy ease in, and easy ease out. From here I'm gonna do select on easy ease, then it will turn into a lot smoother. You can see this is a lot more smoother. I'm going to increase the size over here. Then I'm gonna do is keep it around over here again. Now you can see this is a lot smoother than that one. Now what I'm gonna do is decrease this option again. And I'm gonna do is pause it up. And here on these options, we are going to open up our graph so that we can see our, let's say, the speed of our transition, which is happening over here. To do that, we are going to open up fast previews, or let's say I'm going to open up fast previews and find out wireframes. Well, this is the wireframes over here. Well, this is the size of the object that is appearing on your specific object, or the border that is appearing outside of the text. Okay, so I'm going to do is click on this again, off. So this is basically it on how it will actually function. Then we can also zoom in and zoom out however you want. I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around over here. You're going to do the same thing with this one too. But here, if you want to open a graph, you first off, let's say I'm going to click on full, do zoom out a bit or zoom out like this, and you will find out grids. Well, you will be able to position it according to your desire too. Okay, that's like totally up to you how you're going to position or start working over there. But I'm going to do is turn it off too. I'm going to do is turn it off. And here we are going to go on our graph editor. And right beside this eyeball icon, we are going to find out an option of choose graph type, and make sure to like edit speed graph or show this graph tooltip and all of those. So I'm going to do is going to be show reference graph to make sure to turn that on. And here we are going to find out, let's say I'm going to do is increase the size again, and you will find out something like this. This will happen over here. Then I'm going to do is find out the speed graph. So I'm going to do is turn it on. Make sure to turn it on, fit all graphs to view. Then we're going to click on this again. And then from over here, auto select graph type. Then you will find out basically all the like differences which you are going to find out in a specific result. Let's say from here, we are going to open it up again. Let's say I'm going to do is turn it off. And here we are going to find it off on this part, right? So I'm going to do is zoom in, keep it somewhere around over here, as this is basically it. I'm going to open up graph chart, and from here we are going to find out our animation. So when you turn on this option, which is going to be edit speed graph and show this graph tooltip, you'll find out that in this graph option, several of these things will appear up, and this is the speed of the animation which is happening. So you can see this is how it will look like. You'll be able to change the pace of this too, and also change this value like this, selection of it, and then change it however you want. Let's say I'm going to do is keep it somewhere like this, and here I'm going to do is fix it up, find out this position too, also fix this part like this. Okay, that's like totally up to you how you're going to work with it. So this is basically it on how you'll be able to work with keyframes and also find out the ease. Now let's say I'm going to do is play it up, do is take my time indicator over here. You can see this is a lot more smoother than how it actually was. But as you can see that this animation is now like getting slower when it's hitting this point, because now I've decreased this, let's say, the speed. But if I increase it, let's say I'm going to do is increase it like this or decrease it like this, you'll find out this will be a lot like, you know, a lot slower than how it actually is. I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around over here and play it up. Let's say I'm going to play it, and this is basically it. Okay, but if you increase the size, then it will speed up. Let's say I'm going to do is keep it around over here. Now you will see that it will just change its pace. Now it's like decreasing. Now again decreased, and again increased the speed. So this is basically how it works in Adobe After Effects. I'm going to do is keep it like this, and you will see suddenly it will become a lot faster. Okay, so I'm going to keep it or just play it up. See? Now you know basically how it works. So this is basically how you'll be able to work with graphs and also work with keyframe, the basics, and let's say ease in and out. Let me show you to you again. Let's say if you want to do it with the first one, extend the size, extend where you started working on or put in your, let's say, transformation or your, let's say, keyframe. So I'm going to open this up again, transform. I'm going to do select these, right click on it, and you will find out keyframe assist. So I'm going to do is turn out easy ease in and start playing in. And you can see it is easy easing in. I'm going to right click on it and ease out. I'm going to play it, and this is basically how it will work. Okay, so you have 3 of these options you will be able to work with, and if you want to fix your velocity, you'll be able to do that too, and fix out your keyframes and press on OK, and then you're good to go. Hope you understood everything about this lesson on keyframe basics, and also the ease in part, and also the speeds of a keyframe, of how you'll be able to start making your animation. Okay, so let's move on to our next lesson, where we are going to learn about spatial interpolation.